People that have been through communism know how rough it is.
Yeah, it is rough, I must say. And the thing is, my parents only kind of skimmed through the end of communism. But like speaking to my granddad, like he was born during the war, so he doesn't really remember much. But he lived through the whole of communism.
Mad.
And like he says that the times that we live in right now they're just so amazing that it's hard to comprehend.
Living through a hardship makes you more grateful for blissful times.
Definitely.
Living through actual hardship.
Yeah, actual hardship.
I think we've been here for 18 years on the planet, and people manufacture hardships to actually have something so that you can be grateful when you come out of that hardship that you've manufactured for yourself.
Yeah.
You know? So you make up a hardship so that you can, like, how do I explain
You're saying
this?
you make yourself like work hard so that you can
not work hard. Like, our parents lived through, they've seen some sort of war. The Americans that are our parents' age have been through, they've had like the War of Vietnam or something?
I guess
Vietnam. Some people's grandparents lived through the Second World War.
Yeah.
First, but probably everyone has died out now. Almost everyone's died out from the First World War.
Yeah.
But those people lived through real hardships, so ended up really, really appreciating times of peace.
Yeah.
Now, we've had no times of hardship so far.
So we consider this actually like, we don't consider
So we
this
consider
peace.
minor hardships as peace.
Yeah.
So
No,
we consider minor hardships as hardships.
Yeah.
Something that's minimal, and we go, oh no, that's so bad, and
exactly.
we might exaggerate our struggles, maybe because we haven't gone through a real struggle. As a whole, like, obviously people struggle on individual levels.
Yeah.
But I'm
This
talking about
individual.
as a people, we haven't really endured
Micro and macro struggle.
Yeah, we haven't endured a macro struggle, you know.
Yeah. I feel
a
you.
big macro struggle.
Yeah.
So that's why we get outraged at medium struggles.
I see what you're saying. I would say that I feel like these like very smart people like Bill Gates or Elon,
Yeah.
I feel like they know that something's gonna happen. Like if you look at the history of civilization,
Yeah.
you can literally average out how often there's a war, like a extreme crisis or a war, so a pandemic or a war which just considerably affects the population.
Yeah, I think.
And this is not, I wouldn't even consider like coronavirus deep. It's not deep at all. It is not deep at all. We are so lucky that
it's not a deadly.
Yes. If this was like Ebola, 50% mortality rate, it would. Bruv.
But I was speaking to a doctor about this, and he spoke to an epidemiologist, and he was telling me like, the more a virus is deadly, the less contagious it is generally.
Okay.
It's harder to move around.
Okay.
So, and that's why generally when we have a pandemic nowadays, or we have like an outbreak of some virus, and it spreads fast, it's not too dangerous.
Okay.
Like the mortality rates of COVID are very similar to the mortality rates of the flu.
Yeah.
They're very, very similar.
Very similar.
The flu kills a lot of old people.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And so does COVID.
And COVID kills almost exactly the same amount, almost the same proportion, but a larger amount because it's more contagious.
Yeah,
you know? But the proportion is the same. Now, and it doesn't really kill young people.
No.
Like if you die of COVID,
you're
either
extremely unlucky,
or
extremely unlucky,
or you have like really, really, really significant underlying health issues.
Yeah, probably usually respiratory problems.
What is it? You're more likely to die from falling from the stairs, like falling off the stairs.
Yeah.
It's a tiny but at least we've had like a, you know, when you have a fire alarm that rings but there's no fire.
At least we've had that. It's like
for a dangerous disease, for a more dangerous disease.
That's very true.
Because if a disease is 10% more dangerous than COVID, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
You know?
I agree with you. This is basically a fire drill. And I really hope that we
learn how to sort it out properly.
Especially these leaders, because like there's like scientists can't do anything without this politics. Sadly, like they need funding. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do this research, and if like the government doesn't react quickly enough, then it will be game over next time, because nature ain't gonna give you second chances, third chances all the time. Do you see what I'm saying? It will do its fucking job if it needs to, and the biggest problem is that I remember Bill Gates was on the TED Talk a few years ago. This was like I think 2000.
He was talking about pandemics.
He was, and his main point was that we shouldn't be so scared about a war.
We should be more scared.
It's not like you shouldn't be scared of war. But it's very illogical how we are spending our money. We are spending 95% of like this money on nuclear bombs and all this military equipment. Even
95% of what?
I'm not exactly sure of what money, but like most of the money for like sustaining or letting the country survive is being put into.
Also, maybe defense.
Defense. Into the defense is put into like the military, even though that the chances of a pandemic are more than a war.
Okay.
And that it doesn't make sense. But the thing is, it doesn't make sense. But I don't know what it is. But like if all these research universities had even half the budget of the US the UK Navy or the military, bruv, this virus, nothing.
But this virus is, I think, the reason lockdowns were implemented in the first place because we didn't know what this virus was. We didn't know how dangerous it was going to be. We didn't have enough data.
No, that was good in a sense. Initially, what they did,
and that's why they locked down and they closed down everything.
Yeah.
But imagine, as a whole, if you lock down a whole people for this long, people have been in and out of lockdown since March 2020. That's a year and a month. People have been in and out of lockdowns. How would that I'm pretty sure suicide statistics have gone so far up that it's probably a net negative to have a lockdown than to not have a lockdown.
I agree.
You understand?
It's of showing all the real problems on the world.
Yes.
This is not the real pandemic. The pandemic is the mental health. I would say that's the real pandemic.
Possible. We're the loneliest generation, yet we have the most access to people.
That's because of abundance.
Yes.
There's too much choice nowadays.
It could be hyper-abundance, which is a word I just came across recently.
It's choice. It's too much choice. And it's like, it's when you go
no, it's also like this